Today we're going to talk about Ant-Man. I'm here with Daniel.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, and the review we did previously for Star Wars Episode 2 isn't up yet, so Ant-Man, let's talk about it. So, what do you think of this movie?
Ant-Man was great. It was my favorite movie of the summer so far. And it's up there with my top 3 Marvel movies. I also really liked Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain America Winter Soldier, but Ant-Man is up there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think we got a message. Whatever. Anyway, so I really like this movie too. This was pretty fun, I have to say. So first off, we'll talk about the guys. The main actors are great. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man is he's really good. They went with the Scott Lang story as opposed to Hank Pym. Hank Pym's in the movie. Hank Pym is pretty good, I have to say.
Yeah, the Michael Douglas playing Hank Pym.
Yeah, and I would say if they do actually go forward with making a prequel movie about Hank Pym Ant-Man, which I hear the director kind of wants to do, that would be really good. I would like to see that. But as what we have right now, I'd say Scott Lang was a really good choice for what they went with the Ant-Man stuff.
And they had some great. They went full on comedy.
Yeah.
Which that was kind of interesting. It was a heist movie and a comedy. It really wasn't. It was a heist. It was a heist comedy involving superheroes.
Yeah. Sorry about the camera work. It's kind of hard to keep this thing steady right now. But
this is different from anything else Marvel has made, though.
Yeah, Guardians, you could say, is a strict comedy, space opera, whatnot, but this was, even more-ish of a comedy. I'd say this is probably the funniest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Definitely.
Yeah, Guardians came close, but I'd say this outshines because of Michael Peña's character.
Michael.
He was so funny.
Hilarious. Michael. See the movie for Michael Peña's character alone.
Yeah.
He is, He is hilarious.
Yeah, Hope Van Dyne was also pretty good in this movie. Evangeline Lilly is the character. She did a pretty good job also. And I also have to say, they did pretty good with this story. This was a pretty small-scale Marvel movie compared to some of the other ones we had recently. It was just contained to this one thing with the one heist that they had to do and whatnot. And it was pretty interesting what they did with that. And it worked pretty well, because, it was smaller scale and allowed them to be a little more focused than some of the other movies.
It wasn't like an over-the-top, fate of the universe, fate of the planet movie.
Yeah, it was just this one thing that they had to do, which we haven't explained the plot. It's basically Hank Pym's technology, which he invented. He wants to keep it away from the world, but his old assistant, Darren Cross, is now in charge of his company, and now he's going to sell replica technology in the Yellow Jacket suits, and now they kind of want to stop him, so they get Scott Lang, who's a former thief, and they make him the new Ant-Man.
And they basically the movie revolves around, it's a heist movie, it really is, it's like Ocean's 11, the entire movie revolves around a heist where they're gonna steal back the Yellow Jacket suit, which I thought it was interesting that they did the Yellow Jacket suit because, in the comics, Hank Pym as Ant-Man is also called Yellow Jacket, so it's interesting that they made that a distinct character. And there were two post-credit scenes.
Which actually, I don't really want to discuss now, because, spoiler stuff, but we could do, spoiler talk at the end, and, I can put a spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
But, yeah, we'll save that for a little later. But,
it
was really cool seeing when Ant-Man shrinks down, you get to see the world from his point of view.
That was, besides the comedy, that was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, it was pretty well, great action with the effects and stuff, and it's really cool seeing him, train and become Ant-Man and stuff. That's all really awesome, I must say.
I know, there was an article sort of circulating around, Reddit and some places, about the villain not being a very good villain.
Yeah.
I've heard that some. And I don't know, he certainly isn't the best superhero villain ever.
Yeah.
Not by any means, but it's no reason to not see the movie.
I don't think it was a very great villain, but yeah, there's way worse villains. As great as the movie Guardians of the Galaxy was, the villain was kind of weak in that, and Thor: The Dark World's villain was also pretty. I'd say he was probably the worst Marvel villain.
I would say of my very few complaints about Ant-Man, the villain would be one of them.
Yeah.
but it's no reason to avoid seeing it.
Another thing I didn't really like that much about this movie, the first 20-ish minutes were kind of slow and kind of weird, but the movie got way better as it went along. Like, it started off kind of iffy, but it really got better for me there. Like, I mean, I was invested in it, yeah. And it definitely did a great job in, you know, in getting us in the world and stuff. And they also put an Avenger in the movie. Like, I actually don't want to say who it is, because...
Yeah.
But I'll say very welcome addition, and it was really cool seeing this Avenger fight Ant-Man in, like, a brief scene.
It was actually sort of the first time. It was pretty interesting because, minus Iron Man 2, which sort of introduced the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this was the first movie besides, like, the Avengers.
No, the Incredible Hulk's post-credit scene had Tony Stark.
Right, but I'm saying, like, besides the introductions to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, those Incredible Hulk,
where they have, like, crossovers.
Iron Man 2, this is the first movie that's really had, like, in the movie itself, not in post-credit sequences or
like,
whatever.
Actual
really
references
had
and stuff.
Itself, real well, not just references, though, real crossovers, characters from other...
Yeah, because, like, with the Avenger I talked about, and, like, none of the other ones really do that. Which is, it's pretty cool seeing that, though.
Also, you have Hydra in it, and S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, yeah, they are in there a little bit.
A very tiny bit, but it's
They're referenced, and it's known that they exist and stuff. That light turned on.
Yeah, I know, there's someone here.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot I didn't like about this, about this movie. It was fun, great action, well acted. I had a great time with this movie. And do we have anything else to say about it?
I don't know. It's great. It's different from anything Marvel's done before. I would put it in my top 3.
Yeah.
But well, one interesting thing, actually, that I just want to mention is
what?
I'm a little bit surprised that it's the only movie they're releasing this summer, right? They did Age of Ultron. And then this is the only movie they're doing this summer. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it gives them a little extra time for the other ones. But yeah, I'm going to give Ant-Man, I'd give it around a 7... No, not... I was about to say 70. No. I'm going to give it around a 94%. I'll give it a
94%?
Yeah.
I'd give it an 85%.
Okay.
Okay. No.
So yeah, why don't we do a little spoiler talk right now. So this time right here in the video, which I'm going to edit in, skip to this time if you want to avoid spoilers, or just leave the video right now. So spoilers. Anyway, Falcon was pretty cool. It was cool seeing the fight scene with Falcon and all that.
Okay. Yeah.
And the post-credit scenes, the first one...
2 post-credits.
Yeah, the first one we see Hank, Pym, and Hope Van Dyne go down into, like, Hank's basement, and, like, we see a prototype Wasp suit.
So we know that Wasp will appear in the MCU.
That'll be pretty cool.
And then in the second post-credit scene, we see, Bucky Barnes, you know, the Winter Soldier, I suppose, as he's called, Falcon and Captain America in what appears to be some kind of setup for Civil War.
Yeah, they're... Like,
oh, sorry.
You can talk.
Preparing to call Ant-Man. So more or less we see, and it confirms Ant-Man will be in Civil War.
Well, he was already confirmed.
Right. But I'm saying it more or less shows also that he'll be more likely than not on the anti-registration side.
Yeah, because... You know, the way it is, it's like, they're like, we don't call Stark. That's what, like, Captain America is like. And he was like, Falcon's like, I know a guy. So we can kind of get a hand for, like, the sides.
Yeah.
Which is, like, pro-registration and anti-registration.
Yeah, we can get, we get a tiny bit of a sense from that, from that little trailer.
Because something we've, like, been speculating is, like, after Age of Ultron, like, Tony Stark's gonna be, like, guilty about creating Ultron and all that. So it's going to kind of drive him to support the Superhero Registration Act and stuff. That's basically what I'm pretty sure is going to happen. And, you know, as for who I think is going to be on his side, War Machine, probably.
Scarlet Witch.
Because I'm not sure if it's going to follow the same as the comic books.
I would imagine, though, that
I could see Scarlet Witch
and Hawkeye, because they have that shield background.
Yeah, I could see Black Widow opposing it, but I could also kind of see her being...
Sorry, did I say Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
I meant Black Widow.
You really need to stop confusing the two.
Yeah, Scarlet Widow.
But I can see, I can actually see the actual Scarlet Witch on the pro-mandate thing side, I don't know. But, yeah, interesting seeing what'll happen, and, yeah, whatever does happen, it'll be cool. This was a cool movie, it was fun, and excited to see what comes in the future, so, yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, well. You look really awkward in this lighting.
Yeah, I know. It's really bad.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
We're not going to freak out like in the Attack of the Clones review, which I haven't posted yet.
I want to freak out. Can I see that video?
Yeah. Okay, let's end this first.